Hello, welcome to Once Upon a Surgery. I'm the host, Carrie Berlet, wife of world-renowned plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Berlet. We're here to bring you real stories, real transformations. Today we're gonna spill the tea, only today that tea is for tequila over plastic surgery. Welcome, Rick. Let's do a little toast. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
I'm really interested to hear your story. I know Rick from our local Lunello's restaurant.
That is correct, yeah.
And I never know. I mean, like, let's face it, it's filled with Tony's patients. But
That is true. That is true.
and so I don't know who, he obviously, he keeps it private. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just interested to know, when did you first, is he the first plastic surgeon you've ever been to?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, and what, got you thinking that you might want to pay Dr. Berlet a visit?
Well, I met him at the bar. I met many people that he has done at Lunello's, and I looked at his work, and it looked like they were 10 years younger.
Right.
So I
So
talked
did
to
you
him
know
one
them
day.
before and after, and so you would see they come back 10
I did,
years?
yeah. So I did see the before and after, and I approached him one day, and I said, hey, I would love to have you look at my eyes and see what you think, and that's how I met Tony.
Okay, interesting. And so the first thing was your eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had my lower eyes done.
Okay.
And a lower neck
Okay.
liposuction
Right.
at one point.
And so was that, were you nervous? You just felt confident you had seen results, or what did you think?
I mean, obviously everyone's nervous going into that, but the results I thought are amazing.
All right. And so, little stereotype. Sometimes I feel like I hear that men tend to be babies. How are you as a patient?
Well, I remember when I first went in there on the visit, and he was actually doing the surgery. He gave me pills. I didn't go under, and
Right.
I walked out and I said, "Are we going to do this today?" And they all looked at me.
Really?
And they
Because you
said,
somehow
give him another one. And then that was it. The recovery was 2 weeks.
Really?
I was out.
And were you pretty bruised up? Or?
A little bruised in the
Okay.
beginning, but it all went away pretty quick.
And so did you continue to carry on? And oh, by the way, were you seeing anyone at the time?
I was, yeah.
Okay. And what was her opinion about this? You doing this? Was she worried or?
She supported it.
Okay.
She lived far away, but she supported me 100%.
Okay. Had she ever done any work?
She did out in Indianapolis. Yeah.
Okay. So she was like, because I feel like sometimes, and it is different. Like people don't. By the way, a lot of men do plastic surgery, but you don't. You have kind of an opinion of like the guy who does plastic surgery, what he might look like. But I guess we have a lot of friends,
True.
right, who have been to Dr. Berlet. So, but I would just think, someone might be worried because there are some men that look like freaks, right?
Yeah.
It's like.
I did go to 3 different doctors before I went to him.
Okay, you did. Okay.
For opinions, and I felt most comfortable with Dr. Berlet.
Okay. And so was it during what was the season that you did? Did you wear sunglasses or did you?
I did wear sunglasses. I remember I went shopping the next day in New York City. I do remember that, and yeah, it was probably about 15 years ago.
It was 15 years ago?
I did my lower eyes, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, and how long had you known Tony Berlet?
I'm gonna say probably maybe a year prior to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And so that was 15 years ago. That was the first thing. And then when was your neck?
My neck was about 6 months ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then had you lost weight, or was it just, I know
I did lose
yeah,
weight,
okay.
but I've always wanted to, stay in shape and stuff like that, but I could just never lose my neck.
Yeah.
My
Well, it's
neck
just
was always
something,
there.
it's like certain parts of your body, unless you do something under the knife, they're
Right.
just not going to change,
That's it.
right?
So I decided to make that change.
Okay. And then what was that like to have, so I've done liposuction on my body, but with your neck, is that painful?
I was nervous, but the pain was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
Recovery
just
time was really
a man.
Yeah.
You can take it. And you're not under for that either, right?
No, I was
Okay.
all local.
Okay. And so, and that wasn't, but did you do lipo in addition to a facelift?
No,
Or-
just
okay.
lower neck.
Just lower neck. Okay.
Lower neck, yep.
Okay. And so then, and he just like, so like, is it immediately noticeable? Because I know with like,
I felt it was, to me, it was 100% noticeable right away.
right.
He still said recovery time is still about a year. So
Right. Okay. Because that I know, because I did liposuction on my body, and he says that's like 6 months generally. But I felt like I could see a difference right
Right.
away.
Yeah,
I think maybe
exactly.
just because you were aware of it, right? And so, but
I get so many compliments.
Really,
100%. Everyone goes, look, you look 30 years old again.
right? And so,
And I feel 30 years old.
and
so.
that's something too about the neck, because I think like you just look heavier if you have that under
Right.
your neck, and so that's something. And that's this new trend right now. Everyone's caring about like the jawline and everything, right? And so interesting.
Yeah.
And do you have do you know other men that have done that now?
No.
Is it okay?
No, but I have a lot of friends asking me,
Right.
where can I go?
Right.
I said,
Okay.
"Just Tony,
Yeah.
for sure."
Yeah. Okay, so there's this phrase called looks maxing.
Okay.
And so I don't know if you've heard about this. So this is like this online, it's self-improvement. It's known in like manosphere type spaces. And so I don't know if you consider yourself a looks maxer, but basically what it is, it's like these men, they care about like their grooming, that's like their haircuts, all of that. Then fitness, like building muscle, losing fat, and then there's fashion, cosmetic procedures, then the posture, body language. Like, do you like? And I mean, all of this, I guess, I think there used to be a phrase like metrosexual that it sounds to me like this is a kind of a similar thing. It's like the guys that kind of, want to be, and look at you, look at how you're dressed. I don't know. Do you consider yourself, like, do you know that phrase, looks maxing?
I know Metro for sure.
Yes.
I get that all the time. So.
People say you're a metrosexual. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that, so like is that kind of your focus? I mean, this was 15 years ago, right? So maybe before looks maxing was a phrase, maybe it was metrosexual, but were you sort of over analyzing your eyes, or like what was it?
Yeah, so my eyes really bothered me because it looked like I was always sleeping.
Okay, so you had
I
like
had black and
bags.
blues, black underneath my eyes at all times.
Right.
So I look in the mirror every day and I'm like, that's not me. Like I've got more energy than anything. So it really bothered me inside to, live like that. And I said, what could I do to get that taken care of? And I researched it, and you meet different people, you talk to them, and the one girl I was with, she was really into, that kind of stuff. And she goes, we should go see a doctor. So we went to 3 different doctors. And I said, I really like this guy in New Jersey, Tony. I met him at the bar. He did this girl's eyes that I know. And she was bruised for a day, 2 days. And
Wow.
she looked great.
I
She's
was
right
bruised
back
for 2
bartending.
weeks.
So
it depends on the person, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so then I was like, you know what, let me really look into this. It really bothered me, and I wanted to look more my age without looking old.
Right.
So that's what really
That's
made me do
what,
it.
it's so funny that you say that, because I hear that where people, I mean, as you age, right, you end up with this old looking face, but you don't necessarily, like, you don't feel like you look like you're that old face, right? But seem young. So this was 15 years ago. So how old were you?
I'm 55 now, so.
Okay. Wow. So that seems like, I mean, it's just however we all age, or we're on different timelines, right?
Right.
But so it was particularly those under eyes.
The
like,
black and blues every day. Just
Okay.
looked like I was sleeping.
Wow. And so
Not
then, and black and blues, so that's interesting. So doing the under eye surgery, that changes the black and, like it got rid of black
so
and blues?
he tightened them up, and then he used a little filler.
Okay.
Natural fat filler.
Right. So he used your own fat?
Correct.
So that's fat grafting. Okay.
Yeah.
And so where did he take the fat from?
I think it was from my side.
Okay. Yeah. That's where I've had it taken
Yeah.
too. Okay.
So, yeah, and from that point on, I still think they look great.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to do a
I mean,
single thing.
I can't see anything, right? Like no scars, nothing.
Yeah.
So, and the fat, so he just did
Yeah, he just filled it in here. He said
Okay.
I didn't need much, so
Right.
that was it.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Amazing. And so now, and are you like, I see you're into fashion,
Yeah, I try.
but are you like, and so like working out, like everything is health?
I
like
do. I work out
okay.
at least 3-4 times a week. I play paddle, I play pickle, and I golf a lot.
All right. Okay. So, I mean, it's just, I think you're a typical guy, but you're just, again, like maybe a little like braver, or I don't know, just more aware of your
Yeah, I just felt like
face?
I want to take care of myself.
Right.
I date a younger girl right now that I've been dating for 10 years.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that I look good and
You got to keep up, right?
keep up with the Joneses, they say.
Right. It's maintenance. Yes.
Right, maintenance.
Okay, so Rick, wait, tell me about the lower neck lift. So that basically, so it's just taking a piece of your neck and then basically then pulling it behind your ears. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so
Okay.
by working out, taking care of myself, I lost, a couple pounds, 10 pounds, still had that neck, didn't have a jawline.
Right.
So I went back to Tony. I asked him about what could I do. He says, we really can't do liposuction. There's nothing there. You don't have fat. It's just really like a lot of loose skin.
Okay.
So I said, okay, what's my next step? He goes, you're too young to do a full facelift. I don't
Okay.
want to do that. You
Right.
don't need it. And then we talked further, and then I got to the point, a couple years go by, and I said, I need to do something. He goes, we can do a lower neck lift, they call it.
Okay.
So that's what I did about 6 months ago.
Got it.
I'm totally happy with the results.
Yep.
He said it's only going to get better in the next 6 months. He said just about under a year, you should get total full effects of it. So.
Right. Now, did that stem from, there's this obsession now, I feel like online with people and their jawlines. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
is that what got you, or you were like outside of that, or are you listening to this social media obsession, this term snatch or whatever?
You know what it was? One day I looked and I went to go take a picture and I was leaning downward and I was like, wow, that is not me. And it was me.
Right?
Now I could do that and now I can see my jawline. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. And then now, do you do any of like the regular maintenance procedures?
Yeah, so
like-
maintenance wise now, all I do is a little Botox around the eyes and the forehead
Okay.
every 3 months.
Right. That's me too.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the only maintenance I do right now. So.
Okay. And so you said, so your girlfriend's younger,
Mm-hmm.
and so you feel that you're on
On
par.
I am. I think so. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I think that does create when you have the age difference, you want to look your best, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
we've traveled all over the United States together, and not once ever anyone has ever questioned our difference in age.
Right.
So
no, I mean that's not even that much.
I think it
Tony
works.
and I got a 15-year age difference, and I think it works very well.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
So, do you think, so this whole chasing, so you're totally good, I mean, what do you think the next thing will be?
I don't know.
Whatever
I
Dr.
hope
Berlet
I'm
says,
good
or do you
for
think
right
you're
now.
good? How long do you think you're good for? Right? Because you said that you were looking at your neck, and then, was it 2 years before Tony said it was you were good to do?
Yeah, well, he wanted me to get at a comfortable age where,
Right.
he wasn't going to be doing something again on the same thing that we just did. So I wanted to look more natural, so he felt like that was the best procedure.
Okay, right. I know, because I'm always like, what next, Tony? What next? Yeah.
That's true. You always want to look at yourself and you say, do I need anything else? Am I look good?
Right.
So
Right. And do you have any sisters or brothers?
I have 4 brothers.
Okay. And do they give you crap about this? Do they know?
They have no idea.
Okay.
that I did
Well, now they
anything.
might know. It's like,
Which is the best thing. I think
Right?
that's the greatest compliment that you can give Tony, that
Exactly.
nobody really knows
right.
what I did.
Right.
I'm doing this for Tony because I
Yeah.
think he's an amazing surgeon and I
Yeah.
love his work.
That's amazing. And so it's almost like a test control situation. So what's the age difference, with your brothers?
I have one brother that's 20 years younger than me.
Okay. Wow.
And then I have one brother that's older, and they're about 5 to 7 years difference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All the same.
All the same, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That alone is
My mother
that
had
is
her tubes
impressive.
tied
Okay.
2.5 years prior to my youngest brother.
Oh,
And
what?
she still got pregnant, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now that is interesting. But now, so you don't have any brothers that are this is major spacing.
Major space.
Because I was wondering
one
how
is
you
a
age.
year older.
Okay.
and
1 year
then
older.
One
Okay.
is probably 8 years younger.
Right.
And then 10.
Okay. And so how do you think, do they have the black and blue under their eyes?
It's funny you say that. Yes, they do.
Really? And do they ever ask you what face cream you use or anything like that?
That's one thing I do is I totally take care.
Right, okay.
I go for facials once a month, massages once a month.
Right, okay.
I pamper myself, but I take care of myself.
Exactly. So I imagine there are a lot of guys out there that would like to do something cosmetically, but don't have the courage and have a lot of fear. And I mean, because there are some freaks, right? Like we know some of these freaky celebrity men that have done too much, and you can tell. But so in terms of researching, and you had been to 3 other plastic surgeons prior to Dr. Berlet.
Yeah.
What would you advise? Like, what was it? What did Dr. Berlet say versus the others that made you feel comfortable with them?
Just his whole demeanor of talking with me and ensuring me that, you know, we're not going to do too much. I never do too much, and just kind of making me feel very comfortable with everything. When I first got my procedure done, I had like 3 close friends were absolutely amazed, and I got them to do procedures to themselves as well, which was, you know, like you said, people get nervous. I was nervous when I first got it done, but when you see a friend that gets the procedure done and he's like, wow, look at the result. They went and got it done, so.
Yeah, I mean, with Dr. Berlet, a lot of it's all word of mouth, because he does work on one person and they look amazing, and then like 20 more of those people come as a result. It's all just, you know, people seeing the like literally in real life, the before and afters, right?
For sure.
And do you think it's different? I mean, so I don't know, you know, with your partner who you're seeing, like, I mean, do you discuss with her before you do anything else, or are you, I mean...
Yeah, no, we discussed getting the neck done, and she goes, if you're comfortable getting it done, I support you 100%, and she did, and, you know, she thought it was a great look for me to get that done, like I needed it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm totally happy with it.
Excellent. And what about, like, so then does that, when you get something, like, are you thinking always, like, okay, what's the next procedure, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do think about
like,
what could I do next? Like this,
yes.
like, yeah, I mean, I would love to maybe a little liposuction or something, but listen, I don't.
That's easy, trust me.
All right. We'll have to set that up then.
Right? Like, but that, cause, I mean, again, so, I mean, that's my own, like, I just had that done where it's like, if you want more of a waist, it's very easy, you know? And again, but like, I feel more of a difference that I see, you know? But, like, there's lipo. I mean, you would not be a candidate for a tummy tuck, I wouldn't think.
No, I hope not, but.
No. But I know, that's just how we are. But and again, this whole, like, looks maxing, you know, phenomenon, like, I don't know if just more men are becoming more aware of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a positive thing for anybody that wants to make themselves look better. Just, you know, look into it. Don't be afraid. Just, you know, find out about a lot of things. I mean, you see so much stuff on social media that you're like, wow, is that really gonna work? Or, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I bought some stupid stuff thinking it's gonna work. It didn't work.
Like what, like skin creams or
creams? Yeah, you spend hundreds of dollars on skin creams
all
that do nothing.
Gimmicks, right?
So like you find all these different gimmicks and they just don't work. So
But, and I think it's a good thing for a man to care about himself, right? Like, I don't think it should be all these, like, if men should be ashamed of it at all. I think it's a sign that, like, okay, like, you care about how you look, and, like, it's almost like respectful to your partner that you don't want to look like a slob, right?
Yeah,
that you want to be your best you for her, right? 100%. And so it's not just pure vanity. It's almost just, again, like, both, like, always, like, our partner's almost like a reflection of ourselves, and so you know, it's like, especially when there's an age difference, you're just kind of like more aware, and, like, again, like, just looking to optimize, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Clearly, Rick is up for anything. We're here with King Rick now. We're going to celebrate the happy ending to Rick's once upon a surgery story, and maybe we've had a little too much tequila at this point, but we're here to celebrate the success of Rick and his amazing appearance, and you look phenomenal, dressed in both fashion-wise and looks-wise, and so cheers to you.
Cheers to Dr. Berlet.
Cheers to Dr. Berlet. Thanks for watching Once Upon a Surgery. This was an interesting and fun episode with Rick. I hope it inspired some of you men out there. Don't be afraid. Look at those amazing results. And please remember to subscribe. And I'd love to hear any questions or comments you have. So see you next time on Once Upon a Surgery.